No, it is. It is.
Okay, we're starting this podcast episode. This is episode 1. My name is Andrew TNT. You'll know me from YouTube. You'll know me from my YouTube, basically. That's the only place you're going to know me. I do have a Twitter, although it doesn't have a lot of followers yet. What's your name?
My name is Sean. Everyone knows me as Sean DN or 8-Bit Shinobi, the gaming expert.
Do you want to create a video game?
Yeah, I'm hoping to create a video game series.
What kind of video game are you creating?
I don't know. I'm thinking of doing a retro 8-bit side-scroller.
It's going to be an app that you can play on your phone, or is this going to be a PC game or Apple-based, Mac OS?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking
Nintendo, PlayStation, or anything like that?
I'm thinking of making it an arcade.
Star Trek inspired? Star Trek inspired or Star Wars
Fantasy.
inspired? Fantasy, Star Wars, or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Hey, Philip. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Philip, and one of my nicknames you could refer to is the E-Librarian, because I like to watch playlists of videos on any topic out there that exists that would personally fascinate me as much as it would fascinate you. Like, for instance, there's a lot of videos, archaeological videos, on ruins left by the Mayas in Mexico, Belize, and Guatemala. And to keep track of everything, I like to post videos like it on my Facebook wall and add the extra videos from the same YouTube channels as comments. This is part of how I keep track of all the loads of information on YouTube.
Yeah. No. Search. No. Let's keep it going.
All right.
You're next.
Hello, everyone. The idea of having a podcast was my idea. My name is James. You can also refer to me as Jay. And I'm about to pass it on to the final person a part of this podcast.
Yuji-san.
All right.
You're next.
Yes, I'm Yuji-san, and I'm responsible for Yuji-san music and performance and dancing. And what else? Video making, music videos. Responsible for my movement, the Yuji-san movement, and yeah. Thanks so much for your attention. And yeah,
I guess I need to... Are you done?
I'm done.
He's not done. He's going to be a billionaire soon. Okay, my name's Andrew. I already introduced myself. Let's get this show started off. And James, what are we going to talk about today?
Hey, man. You better touch your food.
Shh. James has to go. Just go. Just start. I have to take this off.
Who said I was going to be the one who's going to start it? Why don't we start with you?
No, I think you have something to talk about today. You have a topic. Like, what's going to be our topic? Is something creative, I think, right?
How great the Korean restaurant on Rito Street is. The barbecue is absolutely delicious.
So we're doing a shout out to Mu Gung Hwa Garden on Rito Street, right across the street from Bytown. We're going to bring this place an extra $1 million next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm not even joking.
Son's probably going to invest in this place. I haven't said conclusively, but he may. What else can I say? Well, why don't we start off with the most talkative person here today? I don't know how to get this off. What are you trying to take off your phone?
Trying to take this case off the phone so the audio will be better.
Why didn't you take it off when you started?
Continue. Don't let them
Guys,
keep them hanging.
If you heard the wetness, that was of Andy's lips touching his phone speaker.
I think the audio's fine, Andy.
Let him speak. Go ahead, James.
Okay, well, why don't you let me hold it?
Well, I gotta take this
If you
off first.
respect my speech, why don't you let me hold it?
I respect you a lot, man. Just keep going with what you were saying,
Okay,
please.
well, first I want to ask, actually, I'm going to ask Andy a question. Can you please upload this on Spotify and give me the link?
I will.
Awesome, awesome. Or give Son the link and he'll text the link to me. Until then, I'll say that there have been a lot of wonderful topics that have been discussed before Andrew attempted to destroy his phone using a metal chopstick. There were a couple of interesting topics, such as the Matrix, such as money, such as future prospects, such as other philosophical beliefs, homosexuality.
Yeah, homosexuality.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Tom Green's girlfriend. Those are all topics that we've discussed. Additionally, we've also discussed other things too, such as the tastiness of the chili oil-laden Korean barbecue. I see that our friend, I believe, what's your name again?
Sean.
Sean. I see that Sean hasn't really touched much of his beef. I see that, on the other hand, I see Andrew hasn't even touched his spare ribs at all. I see that, on the other hand, our friend DJ Son has touched his spare ribs quite a lot, although he has some left. Me, on the other hand, I've pretty much finished everything. It was absolutely delicious. Maybe Philip wants to talk a bit.
Well, I'm almost finished my meal, and boy, was I really, really, really hungry.
Here, hold it.
Philip, tell them somewhere you've been.
Okay, well, since we are at a Korean restaurant, I happen to have been to South Korea back all the way in 2009. I visited Seoul with my mother, and we've went to several incredible palaces that you may find here and there scattered around the Korean capital, which used to house where the Korean royals used to live long, long before the monarchy in that country was abolished. Mm-hmm. And outside of Seoul, I also went to the demilitarized zone in between both North and South Korea. For instance, there is an observatory from which people can see that on the other side of that observatory there's the North Korean landscape, except that there is a yellow line from which people are allowed to take pictures if they stand on one end of the line and the other side you cannot take pictures of because it's pretty sensitive of an area. So when I was there taking pictures, standing on the side of the line where people can take pictures, I was actually more interested in recording how there were people next to me attempting to take pictures of the scenery without crossing that line.
Oh, yes. That is very interesting. Thank you very much, Philip. I just wanted to talk quickly. Now I think about now is the time we should ask the people who are participating in this podcast some questions. One question I have, what's your thoughts on the song APT by Bruno Mars and that Korean females?
APT?
Yeah, you know that song? It's really, really annoying.
What's it about? What does ATB stand for?
It's apartment, but it's like, you guys haven't heard that song? Da 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 da. I really, really don't like that song. I think of all the songs that
Tell
could
me
be.
about the song you like. A song you
Tell
love.
us about a song. Okay, I think one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite songs ever is that's a hard question. But one song that I do love is the song "Her Face Is Not Her Real Face" by Natural Snow Buildings. I mean, it's 45 minutes long.
Her face is not her face?
Yeah, her real. So it's philosophical about this character that they're referring to.
Very
And
interesting.
it's 45 minutes long.
Oh, you mean she's dying or something like that, right?
We're going to make this podcast 45 minutes.
Oh, really? Well, we're only about 9 minutes into that, so
Well,
I think
we got a lot to talk about.
I think this might be the Danny DeVito of episodes in terms of how long it is. Like,
I think it's the Arnold Schwarzenegger of episodes.
Oh, really? Oh, you like
Get
the
to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Well, I think that
It's a tumor. Or it's not a tumor. It's
Not the tumor.
It's a baby.
it's not a tuba. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. I'm trying to do his voice. And what's the other guy's voice again? Yeah. No, that's like Gilbert Gottfried. I'm trying to do Danny DeVito's voice. I don't even remember what he sounds like. Listen to me.
What's
okay?
your favorite Danny DeVito film?
Oh, I love the show Taxi. You know the show Taxi? It's like
Film
a
is it?
film. Matilda. Like of all the like I know it's a movie for kids, but like growing up, I saw that movie a lot, and I absolutely love his appearance in that. He's like, okay, I got this $100 rust bucket. You know how we're gonna sell it? I'm gonna add 2 zeros to the price. So he fixes up this $100 car. I see that Andy is also whispering secrets to Sean.
I'm just saying we can
It's a
upgrade.
secret.
We can upgrade the audio after.
Oh, perfect. So, Son, why don't you talk to us about a song you like that isn't by yourself?
The song I listen to is by myself.
That isn't something you made.
Oh, right. Actually, I'm really into mainstream hip hop. And
Mainstream hip hop. Thoughts on Eminem?
no, not Eminem. Eminem, to me, it kind of sucks. I don't know.
Got it.
But what else? What else do I listen to? Oh, Naruto music.
Naruto. Oh yeah, I remember
Yes,
that. I
yes.
remember you showed me that.
That's that song.
Yeah.
It got me.
I know.
got me.
Absolutely. I
was
wish.
like listening to it for
Yeah.
a whole day related to that.
Oh, absolutely. What else can I say?
Oh, I'm trying to copy that song. So.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
But I would say when copying music, you always want to make sure it has your own twist to it.
Yeah.
You know, covers can be good, but sometimes the cover needs to be very transformative, in my opinion.
What was that?
It means that it's different, like it feels different than the original song.
Oh,
like
right.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Washroom?
okay, one of our cast members is going to the washroom. I guess
Philip Rasbin.
Philip Rasbin, he couldn't handle the awesomeness of this podcast.
Too awesome.
Yeah, it's too awesome for him, so he's just gonna need a breather.
Not necessarily. I'll just need a breather because of nature.
Yeah.
Because of Mother Nature.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked to Sean. Sean, why don't you open up to us? You know,
All right, what do you want to know?
are you a cannibal?
No,
Oh, okay, got it.
Dude, man.
Well, that's pretty much
I'm
everything.
a meatitarian though.
Oh, you only eat meat?
No, I'm just being funny.
Oh, got it.
It's very
Okay.
funny. It's a very funny conversation. I laughed. That's all I'm saying.
We're asking that the podcast members only keep to ourselves and keep our voices down, like a personal conversation. So we've talked to him. Andrew, why don't you tell us about a song and movie you like?
Okay, one song that I really like is
There you go.
I like the song
Do you like anything by the Wiggles?
I like the song One Love by Bob Marley, and I also like a song by Peter Tosh, that he was another member of the Wailers, and the song's about not giving up. And it's he gets knocked down, but he always gets back up because he's brave, he has courage, and he has persistence, and he has character, and he's a good man. And that guy, Peter Tosh, was actually gunned down in his own home in Jamaica because he stood up for what was right, and he had to be silenced. Bob Marley was also silenced. So that's what we're dealing with. We're living in a world where beauty and love is silenced. Beauty, love, and peace is not what the people in power want. They want continued conflict and chaos, so they can be the ones to come in and save the day, basically. And they call it order out of chaos. It's called the Hegelian dialectic. I also like The Matrix.
Yeah.
One song and one movie.
One of my favorite songs is called "By Myself" by Linkin Park. One of my favorite
What album?
artists. Hybrid Theory.
The first album,
Yeah,
By Myself. That's not a very well-known Linkin Park song.
yeah. I feel
Nice
like I
choice, nice
relate
choice.
to it.
Nice choice.
Favorite movie? Return of the Jedi.
Very good choice, because that's the one where Luke takes on his own father and does the lightsaber battle with his own father.
It's also the one with the Ewoks. So that
Third one's the best because of the Ewoks and because he fights his own father.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back is the second best, and then the first one is the third best.
they're all amazing.
They're all amazing though. It's a
Yeah.
trilogy. It's actually just one film.
Yeah, it's 6
Right?
hours.
I feel like the Clone Wars made the original prequels a lot better because it expands on the lore,
Oh, are you
especially
talking-
with Darth Maul.
You're talking about the animated series, right?
Yeah, which
it,
they
yeah.
expanded upon on Ahsoka.
Yes, yes. I was gonna say I named a song, but I haven't named a movie. If I had to pick The Never-Ending Story, probably.
Oh, that's a classic from the 80s.
But I haven't seen it in quite
It's
a while.
from the 80s,
I
man.
know, I know.
You know, speaking of that, I remember on The Simpsons where Lionel Hutz talked about a lawsuit from the movie The Never-Ending
I
Story.
remember that episode. You watch The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
That's all me and my best friend do is quote The Simpsons.
Really, really.
Yeah. I had a friend in high school that hated that. He's like, enough of it.
What's your favorite season of The Simpsons?
I don't know, but anything from the older
Yeah,
seasons.
I think that's what everyone agrees on. I was
Simpsons got weird.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, so many seasons. Like, think about it for a second. The first 9 or 10 seasons were all in the 1990s. Meaning, by the time we got to 2000, I wasn't even born in 2000, and there were already like 12 seasons. But I was gonna say,
Way to make me feel old, guy.
how old are you?
40.
40. Got it. Well, you would have been only like 5 when The Simpsons started.
Yeah.
Pick up.
Okay, my favorite season of The Simpsons is probably season 4. I just like so many of the episodes from that. After season 4, I would say season 6 is probably my second favorite season of The Simpsons. If I had to pick one quote from season 6, it'd be Homer Simpson. Bart says, "No offense, Homer, but your half-ass parent." Wait, sorry, your half-ass parenting is much worse than your quarter-ass parenting. And then Homer says, "But I'm using my whole ass this time." Yeah. So that's
I like the one where he's like, I do twice the work of a deadbeat dad.
oh yeah, that I remember that. Let me try to think of some other ones. Well, I don't know which season this is from, but there's Lisa. Wait, which quote was it again? Here's to alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. That's also a pretty good one. What else is there? There's also let me try to think. I feel like there's a quote by Mo that I could quote. Well, I was gonna say the sequence where Homer's obsessed with Mo and he keeps saying Mo over again, and everything starts slowly sounding like people are saying Mo's name.
I have a question. Is there any geniuses in The Simpsons?
The fictional characters or the writers?
No, in the show, is there any characters that are actual geniuses in the show?
Well, I was gonna say
Professor Frink.
Fink. I was gonna say Mr. Burns. Wait! I forgot one of my favorite quotes. Okay, Mr. Burns gets into the escape pod because there's a nuclear meltdown, and there are 2 seats in the escape pod, and he slams the door on Smithers, and Smithers is banging on the door, and it's like, for God's sake, sir, there are 2 seats. He opens up the escape pod and says, "I like to put my feet up," and then closes it, and then goes. That has to be one of my, Son, if you were an escape pod, you would never not let one of us in, right?
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't close the door.
I would
A
totally let
normal
you
person
in.
doesn't do that.
No.
I would let you in.
It's just a cartoon, you know.
Yeah, I know it's a. I know
There's
it's a.
also the part when there was another meltdown incident,
Yeah.
and Mr. Burns is wearing the suit,
Maybe a little.
and it says Smithers on it. He's like, where the hell is mine?
Oh god.
He's like, where's my suit? He's covering it up. He's like, how the hell should I know?
Oh god. Oh yeah, Smithers has a lot of quotes. Like I was gonna think. I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, because Mr. Burns is super old. He's like, Smithers, what are you gonna do for your vacation? No doubt something gay. And then he's like, oh, gaily go out into the town. Mothers, lock up your daughters. Smithers is out. And Smithers is like, yeah, like that.
That is too funny, man.
I know,
Is there
exactly.
any a lot of episodes in The Simpsons that have feature science fiction or technology?
The Halloween episodes of The Simpsons. Those, the Treehouse of Horror episodes. Oh, I see Philip is returning.
That's not sci-fi.
What?
That's not sci-fi or technology, though.
Sometimes it is. There was this one episode where Homer, he can't go he goes into the past and he thinks that if he does anything, he's going to change the course of the world forever. So he steps on a fly thinking, okay, how could that change the world? And he goes back to present time. And then it turns out that, what's his name, Flanders is now like the ruler of planet Earth. Or something like that, and everyone is
Time
flying.
travel?
Yeah, time travel.
The time travel toaster.
Oh,
The toaster, that's what it was. That was funny. But let's talk about a different
I
show.
like the part when he squishes something, and he's like, "How is this gonna change the future?" And something walks by. He's like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, of all, so that was awesome, but that took up a lot of the podcast. So the next topic I want to bring up is opinion on how the music industry made all music today sound the same. Like when AI, well, before AI, it seems like for the past, I'd say 20 to 30 years, it seems like most popular music that you hear all kind of sounds the same. Like 3 basic chords, some sort of annoying melody that's like...
Green Day.
Yeah. Well, Green Day is not really pop music, but they're a perfect example of I'm sorry to anyone who likes the band Green Day, but they're a perfect example of
"They're okay."
They're good.
the simplification of a lot of modern
But that's
music.
the genius of Green Day. They're very simple, just like Blink-182, just like Nirvana. That's the part of their genius, is the simplicity of it.
Well, that you're entitled to your opinion, but I will say that, and I'm not talking about Green Day. I'm talking about pop music. Like almost every pop song today is written by the same 4 people. Like you can look this up if
They're
you don't
literally
believe me.
written by the same 4 people.
Yeah. Max Martin.
Simon Cowell.
Oh, by the way, just because people listening to this obviously can't see, Andrew is eating spicy Korean food with his fingers, and he looks like a 2-year-ld, like who's
It's
smeared.
so good. It's so
he
good.
smeared himself
And
with.
it's
Finger
it's got hot sauce all over it.
Oh yeah.
It's fingerling good.
And I got my Diet Coke just like Elon Musk.
God, yes. But I was gonna say that in the past, it feels like the best decade for music was the '70s. Like one of my favorite bands of all time is Queen. You guys know Queen? And the thing with Queen is that their music was just so, every song felt so different. It feels like 2 Queen songs are not the same. Meanwhile, with Taylor Swift, not saying that I've ever been a Swiftie, but, hearing just some of her music, I think she's used the same chord progression of 4 chords 25 times in her music. 25 separate songs. It's almost 3 albums of just...
I feel like she just dates a guy so she can make a breakup song about him.
Oh, absolutely. I was gonna mention that. One of my favorite YouTubers at the moment. I'm holding the microphone, by the way. One of my favorite YouTubers at the moment is this guy who's. Oh, do you want to take the microphone?
No.
He's he's a Chinese guy who lives in the city of Ottawa, Ontario, where we're located, and he's a very I don't know how to describe him, but he mentioned in a video that Taylor Swift has been one of his favorite artists, of all time, and it's just so bizarre. In my mind, I always thought, I don't listen
Maybe
to.
he's lying.
Maybe he is lying, but he said, I've been a Swiftie since day one,
Oh, God.
and but I was gonna ask.
What happened to the good old days of Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash?
Exactly. See, and what I was saying is that songs nowadays sound all just so similar. I know that's something that people have always said, but boomers in the let's say someone was born in 1920. Let's say someone was born in 1920, and in 1970, their teenage kid is listening to Queen or Yes. Or any of these other bands, maybe the Beatles, the late Beatles. I don't mean the early Beatles. I mean Blackbird and all that stuff, or John Lennon and George Harrison. The complaint that music all sounds the same. It made sense in the 1950s when people said, "Oh, you young people, your music all sounds the same," because it's every song in the 50s was Earth Angel or surf rock.
Earth Angel,
Yeah, every
Earth Angel.
every song back then sounded
That's
the
a
same.
song from Back to the Future.
I know.
You know, I think Grandpa Simpson had it right where he said, I used to be with it, now it isn't what it was. Now it is very scary. It'll happen to you.
That is so unbelievably true. I can't remember if I've seen that episode, but like I've seen like the first seasons of The Simpsons. I watched them so much when I was
It
growing
was the
up.
one
You
where
watch
they
them
go
over and
to
over?
Hollapalooza and Homer becomes the cannonball guy.
Oh yeah, that I remember that episode. But I want to rewatch the whole series now. I only
On
own
Disney Plus.
no, but on DVD.
We pretty much watched it like 10 times over.
Well, it's very watchable, but going back on what I was saying, by like the late 60s, early 70s, music was very diverse. Like there were so many different genres.
I agree.
Yeah, nowadays music all just sounds the same, and part of the reason is because more bigger labels don't want to sign artists who make music that sounds different. You know, more often
it's
than
too
not,
different.
it's too different, exactly, and they know what sells. And
I feel like
yeah.
that's the same thing with movies. A lot of movies.
Yes.
It's like how many Batmans have there been? How many Spider-Man?
They're trying to make money. They're not trying to make art.
yeah, exactly. How many Fast and Furious? Like, how often can we see Vin Diesel's bald head? You know?
I want to see Fast and the Furious 22.
Oh, awesome.
Fast and Furious 22. I love Fast and Furious 7.
Oh, cool.
Claire
cool.
West said a talent looks at target and finds it.
You know,
A genius finds a target.
You want to make a movie like based on Fast and Furious?
No, a genius finds a target nobody ever seen before. Yeah.
A genius does what?
A talent finds a target and finds it, and a genius looks for a target that nobody else has seen before. You know,
It sounds like the seed of an idea of a very, really good film. Would it be a movie that you could watch on YouTube?
No, this is for music.
Oh, this is a song. This is a song idea.
No, it's what Claire West said.
A music video?
A talent is somebody who's okay with.
What is he saying right now, James? What is he saying? I don't understand what
For
DJ
music,
Sun
for
is
music,
saying.
for music.
What is he saying?
for music.
What is he saying?
For music. Why don't you say it again, son?
For music.
No, but it's all about music? Are you,
No, a
are
talent-
you saying it's all about the music, man? Just like Kurt Cobain when he
No,
was
no,
describing
Andy,
Nirvana? He
listen-
said it's all about the
listen, man.
music. It's all in the music, man. It's all in the music, man. It's all in the music.
Okay. So one thing I just want to say about the movies thing, yeah, it feels like with cinema, it feels like I saw something recently, like by recently I mean a few years ago, where it was like the reason why movies, CGI in movies, that's objectively better than like Jurassic Park or anything like that.
Jurassic Park's the best graphics of any film.
Yeah, absolutely. But the reason why animation that's objectively better than that looks just so weird, like when you see that like big CG scene where it's like Star Wars and it's a bunch of stuff fighting, the reason why that feels so
too busy.
It's too busy, but also your brain after a certain point when
They're trying to crack your freaking brain.
yeah, exactly. Your brain after a while
Yeah.
starts to perceive things differently when they're made too clean.
Too much stimulation.
Yeah. So that's why, like, that's why I love low budget movies. Low budget movies are amazing, and if you guys want to know a great low budget movie, by low budget I mean it cost $85 to make, and because it was made in Kampala, Uganda. By this,
No way, and it's good?
It's called Who Killed Captain Alex, and it came out
What year did it come out?
2012. And it was filmed on a VHS camera.
Wow.
And it's an action movie. It's all about the military.
What year?
2012, I think. And it's
So
all about.
it's basically
it's about-
13 years old.
Yeah. It's about this feud between this leader of a criminal organization named Richard and.
It's filmed in Uganda with African
Oh
Americans?
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Okay.
the entire thing was just basically it could have been us, but like it was just friends in Uganda, and they made this movie, and it's just like it's so poorly made because obviously they don't know how to make movies, and also it's filmed on a VHS camera, but it's just so charming. Like it is kind of violent at times. I wouldn't say that it's like fun for the whole family, but what?
Can I have this?
Sure. Bean sprouts. Oh no. It's not fun for the whole family because at many points it gets quite rough. But it's like the bits of it that are like just action. It's just so funny. Like they have Nerf guns, and they even ran out of Nerf guns at one point for the military, so they had to use wooden.
Yes?
Oh.
We're just listening.
No.
Knife.
We don't have a knife. I don't think.
We're just recording our conversation.
No. We don't have a knife.
You want to go live on YouTube?
Oh, maybe use one of your chopsticks. That might work.
What do you need? We can help you.
Maybe try using the chopstick because we only have chopstick and a spoon.
You have to ask the restaurant, I think.
Yeah.
Just ask them.
But yeah, that movie. I think movies like that are just so enjoyable because they're just so charming.
I have a funny question for you. What
Yeah?
is your favorite Simpson episode that you've seen more than any other Simpson episode?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I'll tell you what my favorite is, and I'll say that I saw this last year. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's the one where Homer basically he goes to the rec center and he finds out about like people holding classes, and he wants to hold a class, so he makes something about like marriage advice. I forgot exactly. And it's got that scene where Mo is teaching everyone how to do funk dances.
Something we have an idea.
And in
Sure. Okay. You go after.
oh, Sam, can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, basically, Mo is using. Yeah, Mo is using. He's teaching funk class, and he's like, if someone's dissing your fly girl, you want to hit him with this.
Please help him.
But basically, Homer he starts sharing all this embarrassing and very deeply personal information about him and Marge. And his entire class, which is like all the main characters, it's everyone. It's like Mo, it's like Barney, it's like Sideshow Bob, it's like everyone. And they come to the house and they're like trying to take notes about Homer's life and they're trying to learn everything. And Marge disapproves of this. So she kicks Homer out and we see him and he's like homeless. And he's got a beard and he's like completely incompetent without her. And he comes in at the end and his clothing is all ripped and he's like, Marge, I've been, you kicked me out yesterday. And it's like, it's been one day. And yet he's already completely like homeless. And he's like, the only thing I can give you is complete dependence. I just love that episode so much. Here, you can take this. I just love that so much. What about you?
My
What's your
favorite.
name, first of all?
My name is Sean,
Where were you born?
Ottawa, Ontario.
Why were you born here?
My parents lived here.
Okay, go ahead.
So, my favorite episode would be where Sideshow Bob is trying to kill Bart, and he's going through the prison review to get released. And he has a tattoo that says "Die Bart," and he's like, "No, that's German for the Bart, the Bart."
I found that episode to be so funny too. Now, when it comes to an episode of The Simpsons I like when Homer goes into space. And before going into space, he watches with his kids Bart and Lisa, who laugh at the end. This episode of the Itchy and Scratchy Show, where there's some references to Alien. Yeah, Itchy comes out of Scratchy through the stomach, and begins all sorts of tortures to the poor Scratchy, like have a ring like the rings of Saturn or Uranus, slice him in two, and remove his helmet, and he blows, and his head blows up because of the exposure to space.
Normal voice, just normal voice.
No.
We're allowed to speak up.
I remember that.
Because we're in a restaurant, right? We don't want to bother everybody.
Do you remember the scene where Homer is in space and he's eating chips? Like, he opens up a bag of chips and they're like, it's going to clog the engine. And he's like, oh, no. That scene?
I remember.
Yeah. Now I want to talk a little bit about something else. Why don't we talk a little bit about the weather? So what is your guys' thoughts on the amount of snow we had this week?
It's been very strange weather. It's the most snow I've ever seen in Ottawa within 1 week period. It's the most snow I've ever seen in my entire life.
I know, and just the other night, on Tuesday night, it was minus 25. Now it's like almost April weather outside. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's nice today, but it's been nice for the past couple of days. So it's like that episode of SpongeBob where they're trapped inside of the biome. There's like a Sandy's tree dome, and she's hibernating and they have to cut off her fur and put it on themselves to keep themselves warm. And SpongeBob's like, oh yeah, I'm ready for the longest, coldest winter ever. And then it immediately cuts to it being spring. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that. Son, you watch SpongeBob
Oh
growing up.
yeah, sometimes.
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
You guys are in a different generation where you grew up with SpongeBob. I grew up with like the original Spider-Man and X-Men and Transformers.
What about Ren and Stimpy?
Oh, speaking of X-Men, my friend is on the show.
He's actually on the show.
Yeah, he's Sauron. I've had him on my channel. Very nice guy.
Podcast.
Yeah,
You run a
his name
podcast
is-
yourself?
Yeah, his name is Robert Boxdale.
Oh, wow.
And he actually works at Algonquin now as a
Tom
professor.
Green went to Algonquin. Tom Green went to Algonquin College, where Ottawa's a very special place. This is Silicon Valley North.
Yes, it is. You guys, I was gonna ask, what is this besides Ottawa, where we all currently live, whether we choose to or not? But Ottawa is a beautiful place. If you had to live
In the summer.
yeah, in the summertime. But I mean, even then, I love Ottawa so much. But if you had to live in one other city, or if you had to just up stakes move to one other city in either Canada or the United States, which city would it be? And also, which is the last city you would want to move to? I'll go first. The number one city I'd want to move to in Canada would probably be Halifax. Like, not about the cost of living or wages, but just from what I've seen, it seems like a beautiful place.
It is. Have you been there?
No, I haven't been there, but I'd like to
Oh,
one day.
it's beautiful. All the people are super nice.
No,
And I think either there or Newfoundland, they don't have like traffic lights
Oh.
because everyone will like stop
oh wow.
when they need to.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so now for the city that I least want to live in, I think everyone should probably be able to guess it. Detroit, Michigan. That's the last place I'd want to live. But I'd also say some other. Have you, Sean, ever seen the Whitaker family? The Whitaker family on YouTube?
No.
It's like Soft White Underbelly. Have you heard of that channel? Okay, well, basically, I would choose the number one major city I would not want to live in is Detroit, Michigan. The number one small town, at least from what I've seen, that I wouldn't want to live in is I was going to say odd West Virginia, but actually I'd
Do you
probably
plan
say
on ever living in the States, or are you going to stay in Canada?
I have no idea. But yeah, Detroit, Michigan is the big. For context of this, the place has to have at least 50,000 people for it to qualify as being the number one you want to live in, or the number one you don't want to live in. So for me, Detroit's the last one. Halifax is number one. What about you?
I would want to live in Orlando. I love the weather. Least favorite place, I would say Alaska. I don't want to live anywhere cold.
But it has to be a city. It has to be a big city with over 50,000.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere there. I don't think there's any place with more than 50,000. But if you had to pick one place in the continental U.S. or Canada, which one would it be?
To not live in?
Yeah, the mainland U.S. or Canada.
Not that I could think of, but it would be somewhere cold. I don't want to live anywhere cold. We get enough of that now.
We do get enough of that on Ottawa. No need to go to Yellowknife or anything
Yeah.
like that. But I was going to say, what about you? The number one city you would want to live in besides Ottawa, and the last city you'd want to live in?
Okay, let me think. When it comes to a city I would be interested possibly living in, how about let's go with Vancouver, because it's by the coast of BC, and plus it doesn't snow there, actually.
Have you been there?
I've only been through the Vancouver airport, and I would see that it's the mountains that accumulate the snow right behind the city. As for somewhere I wouldn't want to live in, maybe St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri.
Actually, I was going to say there are a couple other places. Like there's East St. Louis, Illinois, or Indiana. I forgot which state it's in. But I've heard that city is much worse than St. Louis. Like it's even worse than St. Louis. There's also East Chicago in Indiana, which is another east version of a major city, but it's big enough to be called a city, and it's like I've heard that both are much worse than their counterpart. But St. Louis is probably a good answer. Except for, of course, the Arch of Wonder or whatever it's called. I mean, we got golden arches of McDonald's, which is archy enough. And you were talking about the Korean and Chinese arches.
Speaking of McDonald's, I do not like the new look. It looks like very blah. I remember
absolutely.
the old look.
The old look was beautiful.
They had a freaking. They had like a train that was like a playhouse for kids.
Yeah.
And the playground area where you drop your kids there and have fun.
Yeah. Okay, Son.
Yes.
If one city you'd want to live in other than Ottawa, the last city you'd want to live in. It has to be in either Canada or the USA. So
Other than Ottawa, huh?
yeah.
I want to live in Ottawa because.
No,
it's
other
safe,
than
huh?
Ottawa.
But I don't know any. I don't. Toronto is very friendly, but it has a lot of crime and
Oh,
not
it's gone to
safe.
hell too.
Also, Montreal feels like the same.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Something maybe. There's the University Waterloo in Waterloo. I might want to live there.
Oh, that's nice.
Probably
Only
my
the CBD.
other choice, other than Ottawa.
Got it. Last city you'd want to live
Last
in?
city, I don't know a lot of cities, but I'll choose 3 of them. So either Vancouver has a lot of drugs, right?
Yeah.
Or Toronto or Montreal. I like big cities, but they're too much trouble,
Got it.
Big cities like New York, like Tokyo.
Here, you know what, Andy? I'm just going to give you the microphone for the rest of the podcast.
But you know about recording audio. Anyways, I think he's got to go to the washroom, or he's got to go pay his bill. Where were we? What was the general theme we were on?
talking about.
What was the general theme we
where
were on?
wanna live
Well,
or-
just ask Sean.
Okay,
We're talking about what city we would want to live in and what city we would never live in.
interesting. You want to say something like a rebuttal on that?
Sure, I'll
Where
go
would
with
you
it.
never live, and where would you love to live?
I would thinking of it now, I would never want to live in New York. That place has become a hellhole.
Where you don't know, because have you even been to New York?
I've seen.
Well, you haven't been there, man. You gotta
no.
go see it for yourself. That's different.
I've seen.
You gotta go see it for yourself, just like
I've
Philip.
been to New
Now
York.
it's Philip's turn.
I've been
Where
to
have
New
you been, and where are you going?
Okay, so since we were right here focusing on the topic of New York City, I've been to New York. It's a good city to at least visit, but to live, I can't picture myself there. But you see, when I went to New York, I went to Ground Zero, and
What year? What year?
that was
What year?
9 years ago
What
in
year was it?
2016.
Okay.
And I went to visit the memorial with the fountains where the original Twin Towers once stood, and went up to the new tower.
It's called the Freedom Tower.
Yeah,
No, it's called World Trade Center.
one.
Yeah.
And you see, it practically necessitates a whole day to visit the whole thing, just because it's time consuming to be in the lineups to visit the memorial and going up the tower alike. But yeah, this is what I experienced.
Speaking of the 9/11, I heard Kevin Conroy, the God rest his soul, the voice of Batman, actually is a real life hero. He actually volunteered. He told this story about how he volunteered to cook the first responders' food.
Interesting.
And then one of the guys was like, "You look familiar." And then he said, "Yeah, I did voices." And then he's like, "You're Batman." And then the guy goes out to see all his buddies, like, "Hey guys, guess what? Batman's cooking for us."
Oh, that's funny.
Really, really, really amazing to know about this.
Do any of you guys have $3.50? Because
Yep.
they don't have enough change. Okay, great.
I have it on my Google Pay.
Oh,
Hey, keep doing.
$3.50?
No, keep thinking.
We're having an issue. We need $3.50. Anybody have a card or cash?
for the change.
Anybody have a card or cash?
I don't have cash.
Do you have cash?
only a card.
Cash?
I only have card.
$10 tips.
What?
You wish to do it, come on in.
No, it's okay. All right.
$10 tips.
$3.
No,
Go ahead.
Anyway,
1 hour. 1 hour.
Just to get back to anything we were talking about, I mentioned being in the city of New York, having been a destination I traveled to. But the last thing I wanted to say about me is the idea of where would I want to travel on my bucket list.
Speak up a bit. But don't press pause.
I won't press pause, don't worry. I was going to say that in my lifetime, I would love to visit Peru, the land of the Incas. I would love to go on their wonderful trails up in the Andes.
So you're going to South America? Have you ever been to South America?
When I was a baby, I went to Venezuela with my parents, but it's hard to remember.
For the listeners out there, what countries is Venezuela close to or border?
Venezuela borders Colombia and Guyana, and Brazil. But Peru, so does Peru with Brazil. And when it comes to what I said, the trails, based on what I have seen on YouTube, they look amazing to venture on. Whether if it's the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu or to the ruins of Choqquequirao, which is the sister of Machu Picchu, this is where I would love to go someday. It just takes some time to organize it, but if you have the will to go there, you will go there.
You want to be a billionaire?
Hey,
So where were you? What's your next grand adventure? You want to go to? You're going to Machu Picchu?
yes.
Is that
That's
what
what
you?
I said. That's what I said.
So you are going there. You know you are.
One day.
Can you bring me?
Well,
We'll stuff you in the luggage.
Can you bring me, Philip? Seriously.
could I bring you? Maybe. I can't be
You gonna bring?
too
You
sure.
gonna bring your wife?
Yeah. When I'm married, for
So
sure.
if you are married and you go to Machu Picchu, then maybe I would have to go on a separate trip.
Yes. Unless you want to travel with your wife, so we be a couple of four. Four
there we
people
go.
making two couples.
That's perfect. That's like a double date. Okay, it's a deal. I'm going with you, and I'm going to bring my wife.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, where are we now?
So we have
Sorry, I'm just-
15 minutes left.
I'm just returning.
We have 15 minutes left. 1 hour.
What? I thought you said the podcast was
We're gonna
45.
go a full hour.
going
And
into overtime.
we're going into overtime. Do you have to leave?
No, I don't have to leave, but why don't?
They're gonna do an hour, and then he's gonna do a song at the end, which will make
I
it
thought
an
you
hour
said-
and 5 minutes.
I thought you said 45
Well,
minutes.
we're gonna do a full hour, and then he's gonna do a song at the end. This is a very special podcast.
Okay, well,
Andy, say sorry, James. Say sorry, James.
I apologize, James.
Okay, guys, just stall. I need to talk to San about something.
What am I apologizing for?
40 minutes at the start.
For bullying him, man.
Let's do it 1 hour, man. We can do 1 hour. So you go into something.
All right. What would you like to know about?
What's your great adventure that you're going to go on in your life?
I'd like to go to Japan.
No, tell me where you are going, actually going, not where you want to go.
You
Where are
mean,
you actually going to go?
like?
Where are
play?
you? No. Where are you going in your life? Where are you going to travel in your life? Where are you going?
I'd like to travel everywhere.
Where are you going? Answer the question.
Where am I going?
Where the fuck are you going to go? Answer the question.
I have no idea yet.
Well, that's not very interesting. How about I tell you guys where I'm going, because Sean here doesn't know where he's going. I'm going to be going to Pakistan. I'm going to be going to Japan. I'm going to be going to India. I'm going to be going to Antarctica. I'm going to be going to Norway. I'm going to California, Anaheim. I am going a lot of places. I just got back from Orlando. I've been to New York City. I've been to London, England. I've been to Calais, France in 1999. I went on the Channel train to Calais, France. I could tell you a lot of things. We only have 10 minutes left.
How old are you, Andy? How old is Andy?
I'm turning 42 March 9th in a couple weeks.
You were born on March 9th, 1983. Is that correct?
Oh shit, you just fucking doxed me, man.
It's a lie.
Let's edit that part out.
Let's edit that part out. I wasn't actually 41. I'm actually 21.
Yeah. He's only a few months older than me.
Do you believe in time travel? Yes or no?
Yes.
How is that possible? Did you see Interstellar?
No. I'm not.
You never saw Interstellar?
No.
Why not?
I don't watch that Hollywood propaganda.
Who are you? What belief system are you part of? Like, because I
Okay,
want to know.
I don't even know what the movie Interstellar is. I'm just joking.
It's a movie directed by Christopher Nolan, who directed The Dark
Batman.
Knight.
One of the best Batmans.
Tell me about Dark Knight. Why is it the best Batman?
Because it has one of the best representations of the Joker.
So you're saying it represented Batman and the Joker very realistically, like it was represented in the comic?
Yes.
Did you see it in theater?
I saw it in theater multiple times.
Holy shit! You saw The Dark Knight multiple times?
Yep.
So with Heath Ledger as
Yes,
the Joker? How many
yes.
times did you see it in theater?
I think like maybe 3 times.
You're a real nerd.
And it was literally every time I saw it, like it was like, I think it was out for like 3 months. It was always wrapped around.
It went in theater extended because that's how good it was, and that's how Heath Ledger portrayed the Joker so captivatingly that people were engrossed by that film, and they were like brought into another world by that portrayal of the Joker. What is the Joker's real name?
Heath Ledger.
No, what is the Joker's character in the movie? What's his real name?
There's several different theories.
Well, we're gonna get out our phones. We're gonna ask ChatGPT or Perplexity what the name of the Joker is, what that character's real name is. Because if you don't know, do your own research. Have you ever heard that acronym? DYOR. DYOR. It means do your own research. What's your favorite film of all time?
Star Wars.
And when's the last time you've been to a Comic-Con?
Last month.
Did you ever think of going to MegaCon in Orlando, Florida?
Yes, I think of going to all the conventions.
Did you know MegaCon is the second largest Comic-Con festival in the United States and gets over 100,000 people per day for 4 days straight in Orlando?
Sounds about right.
100,000 people is 1/10 of a million at one event on a daily basis. That's something. What is it with Comic-Cons that makes them so advanced in this way of like they make millions of dollars selling tickets to these things? What is it? Is it a creative thing? Is it people want to be part of a culture?
I think it's
Providing service to humanity.
well, it's also about people want to meet their favorite characters from movies and stuff. They want to get things that they can't normally get because comic conventions have things from all over the world. Like there are things
This
that
is
I
gold.
can only
This is
get in
gold.
conventions, and everyone's like very well connected. Like I've been to conventions as an attendee, and I've been there as a vendor. Your vendor buddy next to you is like your brother you've never met. Like when I'm there by myself vending, my vendor over there next to me will watch my table and will sell my stuff. I remember one time I come back for the bathroom, buddy hands me over a couple $100. He's like, "Yeah, I just sold half your shit."
We're at an inflection point in history right now. Let's talk about current events for a moment. Have you ever remember a time in your life where you could phone anyone on the planet long distance just because you had a device in your hand and you had a connection to the internet that you didn't pay for? Like WhatsApp calls, you can call anyone anywhere on the planet.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But Instagram, you can use Facebook, you can use any of these apps to contact anyone with an audio call, which is equivalent or better sound quality than a phone call only 10 years ago. So what's happening in the world? Is everyone getting connected? And what is Starlink?
It's a satellite system that connects you.
No. I answered the first question.
All right.
What in history, what are we at? Is this some kind of pivot point or inflection point in history where everyone can talk with everyone?
I believe so.
Is the
Everyone.
internet alive?
Yes, it's a place where people can get.
No, is the internet alive?
Yes. It's
What does
its
that
own
mean?
life
What
force.
does that mean? What does that mean?
Is it's evolving. It's always changing
So
shape.
you're saying technology has a life of its own?
Yeah.
Okay, what is Starlink and how does that affect this life form called the internet?
I believe that it connects people that normally wouldn't have internet connection.
Like people in Africa?
Yeah.
People in Antarctica? People in North Korea?
Well, my family.
people in Iran?
Yeah, yeah.
People in
My
Israel?
family
People in
lives.
Israel?
My family lives in the woods, and
Your family lives in the woods?
yeah, the whole house is surrounded by forests.
So are they? What are they? Wolf people or what are these?
No, my dad has a garage out there and a big house.
Tell me their exact address so everyone out there can go visit them.
I would tell you guys, but I'd have to kill you.
Is
all.
Canada where they live? That's exact enough.
Sure,
They're in Canada.
Yeah,
Okay, his relatives apparently live in Canada.
yeah.
I have relatives in Canada too.
Wow, maybe you guys are related.
We are related.
Yeah, everyone's related. if you think
Everyone's
about it.
related. Because every form of life on this planet is part of the same DNA. Did you know that? Even
yeah.
algae has a DNA connection with you.
I was just gonna say, earlier I mentioned his exact date of birth, Andy's exact date of birth, which he's gonna censor out.
I'm
not gonna.
1985.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna say the exact date, but I was just gonna mention that the world has 8 billion people. That means that there's like, how many people were born on the exact same day as you?
No. The planet only has 5 billion because we've been lied to about the
Okay.
population.
Well, even if it has 5 billion, that still means that there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people with the exact same birthday as you, and in fact, there's probably like how
Millions.
many? Yeah, millions. What am I saying? How many how many guys in India or the Middle East
are named Andrew Phillips.
or no, I mean, how many guys in India? How many guys in Aboriginal Australia? How many guys in Indonesia? How many guys in Finland have the exact same birthday as you? Probably like a lot, But your birthday doesn't. The fact you were born.
Are you going to get all astrological on me now?
No, I'm just telling you by fact. I mean, statistically speaking, how many other people bear the same exact date of birth as you? Like tons of people worldwide.
When were you born?
I'm not gonna say.
When was he born?
Me? December 14, 1995.
Wow, what's your age? Level of age?
29.
Are you going to be 30 soon?
Yeah, this year.
You'll be 30 in 2025?
Yes.
Does that mean you were born 30 years ago?
Yes.
1995?
Well, what month?
December.
I met my best brother Frank in 1993 that I worked for 10 years before you were born. What do you think about that?
Are you saying you're old? Or?
I'm saying I'm older.
Older.
That means my age is higher. It doesn't mean I'm old.
Yeah.
Y'all listening probably can't. In fact, I know for a fact you don't know this, but Andy's wearing a pink hoodie.
What does it say?
Yeah, it's got a great message. World peace.
Ever heard of World Peace Jesus from Sudbury? He's a hip hop artist. Shout out to you, World Peace. I'm sending this over to you, by the way.
Nice. Oh, awesome. So we're 3 minutes away from the 1 hour mark. Is DJ San gonna do his song?
We're gonna leave these 3 minutes for closing out, and then after 1 hour exactly, DJ Sun's gonna do a song, and you're gonna hear a live interpretation of
Let It Go. Oh, yeah.
It's game over, yo.
Close this out. We got 2 minutes left. What do you want to say anything last, Philip?
Have a nice day.
You too. Have a nice day.
I
Have a good day.
have to say simply, it was a fun
Have a good one.
conversation.
It was absolutely. Andrew's very poetic. Or sorry, not what's his name? The guy behind me. I forgot his name. Philip.
Do you need to get in, Philip?
No. I don't need to do anything.
Okay. Well, have you guys ever heard the song "Poets" by Tragically Hip?
No.
Is that a poetic band, Tragically Hip?
Probably.
Did you ever meet any of the members of Tragically Hip?
I meant probably not.
Are you a mainstream musician?
No.
Are you a mainstream musician?
No.
Are you going to be a billionaire?
No.
Are you going to be a billionaire?
Yes.
Okay, we got one billionaire and one non-mainstream.
He's gonna have a net worth of $950 $99,999,999.
On Spotify.
I'm gonna be in Vanguard. I'm gonna be in Vanguard. He's in Vanguard too.
He's going to be just under $1 billion.
Vanguard.
1 minute and counting. Anything to say, Philip, or 1 minute out? Anything to say? Last words? This is Sean, by the way.
Yep.
Any last words?
Everyone likes video games. I'm the king of video
What's
games.
the name? What's the
everything.
name of the video game you are creating?
It's gonna be based off of my comic book series called Paranormal
What's
Academy.
it called? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
Paranormal Academy.
Paranormal Academy.
Yeah. You like
When is the video game going to be released, and on which console?
I'm thinking PS5,
PlayStation
Xbox,
7? PlayStation 7?
Probably.
Or PlayStation 6?
Maybe 6.
Okay, what PlayStation are we currently at in the year 2025 on February 22nd, 2025?
PlayStation 5.
What's the next PlayStation?
6.
What are they going to call it? PlayStation 6?
It could be
Yes.
called PlayStation New Earth. It could be called PlayStation Banana. It could be called they could call it anything they want.
PlayStation Orange Edition.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, 10 seconds before DJ Son's.
You going to sing? Do it quietly.
Here we go.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this feeling. I don't know what really takes my heart to start healing. I really just wanna keep moving on and grow. What does it do for me to just let it go? There you go.
One more rendition, a bit louder. Get up.
Do you
Get up.
hate me? What does it feel like every time I have to defend myself? If you hate me, then why don't you just say so instead of ghosting me? Yeah, man.
Don't ever ghost DJ Sun because he's gonna ghost you back. Okay, this is Andrew TNT out. I'm a YouTuber. You can check my link down below. This episode is going to be posted on Spotify, other platforms. It's brought to you by DJ Sun and brought to you by LifeWave.com. LifeWave is a cool company out of Silicon Valley, or no, it's out of California 20 years ago. They do wellness patches, phototherapy patches. Check them out, lifewave.com, or go to whahaveyouheard.com. Any last, and then we're going to end this?
Thanks so much for your attention, and we'll see you on the next one.
I hope you guys survive this podcast, and hopefully we get to see you guys next time, even though we won't see you at all.
Peace out, and hey, can you say some closing words for our podcast from what's the name of this restaurant?
Mugunghwa Garden. Mugunghwa Garden.
Muhugwa Garden. I don't speak Korean, but this place is on Rideau Street. It's the best restaurant in Ottawa, and we want you all to come down here and enjoy their wonderful Korean food. This is not live, but we will be posting this very soon. Today's February 22nd, 2025. What's your name?
My name is Harry. Harry.
Did you come from Korea?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say on our podcast about this restaurant or yourself?
Not really, but I hope a lot of people hear this and come to our restaurant. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be getting more customers, man. They're going to come from different parts of the world, even.
I see. That's very cool. Thank you for
Thank you
for coming. Yeah.
You're very welcome, and I think that you might even get some people coming from Korea.
I see. That would be great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I want to do a shout out to the band Slant, S-L-A-N-T. They're a band out of South Korea. They do hardcore punk, similar to what you would have heard in the 80s. I'm going to link them below. Ever heard of Slant? So that's if you're into rock music or music like Green Day or Nirvana or any kind of rock or punk. This band's out of South Korea. They're literally the next big thing. They just did a tour in North America. Look up Slant, S-L-A-N-T, out of South Korea. Very cool band.
Thank you. I'll check that out. Yeah, no worries. I'll check that out.
And I want you to say goodbye to everyone in Korean.
All right. Thank you. I hope you have a good night. 모두 안녕히 잘 계세요. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Say goodbye in another language.
Do wijdene.
Goodbye in another language.
Tạm biệt, chào, xin tạm biệt.
Au revoir.
Goodbye in another language.
I don't know any other.
I'll say bonjour and
Oh, wait.
au revoir.
Hey, I said that.
Say goodbye in another language.
Bonne journée.
All right.
Pig Latin. All right.
That's it. We're done. Thank you everyone for listening. It's been 1 hour and 4 minutes. We're gonna end this out.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. That's my stick. That's my stick.
you have a stick too.
Don't touch my stick.
I won't. I know. I know. I know not.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke. Can you take a joke?
Yeah, absolutely. But you better believe I got a stick myself.
Tell me more about your stick.
Wait. The podcast ended.
No, we still got 10 seconds. Tell me more about your stick.
My walking stick.
Do you have a cane or a walking stick?
It's a walking
For
stick.
hiking?